I recognize the member for West Vancouver, Capilano, to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Be it resolved that this House recognize the importance of parents being directly involved in the care of their child. Shocking, distressing, devastating. These are words of angry parents when they heard the NDP government's recent announcement to claw back direct funding for children with autism by 2025. When it comes to the well-being and care of children, especially children with support needs, parents should be, they must be, directly involved at the center of that care. These families, already marginalized and vulnerable, have been struggling in a system without adequate and equitable support, but thankfully, they have found comfort in their access to the autism funding currently in place to pay for supports such as certified behavioral analysts and occupational therapists, to name a few, to help promote skill development for their children. In most cases, this involves spending a long time to vet and hire the right service team for their child. But now, these well-established relationships and resources are being taken away by the NDP government. The official opposition has received numerous emails from parents and advocates expressing serious concerns for the lack of transparency, information, and consultation regarding this policy and these funding changes. Families are heartbroken, and in the words of a group, this decision is downright unethical. This is not an opposition issue. Every MLA in this House has heard from these same parents, their own constituents, about the stress and anxiety this policy has caused them. We must understand the profound impacts these changes will bring to the autism and broader disability community, Mr. Speaker. During the pandemic, this government's inability to provide funding promptly has already burdened these families as they lost respite support and vital services. And when autism funding is taken away, for many children, their world will be turned upside down, as transitioning is one of the most difficult things for them. Here's what Corinne Heisler said from North Vancouver, and I quote, "I am a parent to 3 children, 2 of whom have an autism diagnosis. We feel like we are swimming with our heads just above water, one wave away from drowning. Taking our supports away would be pushing us under the water. I understand the need to support all families with children with disabilities. What I'm failing to understand is why the government needs to take away a model that's working for families with children with autism in order to support other and all children, rather than building on the existing process and system." This is just one of the many letters we've received from impacted families. There are so many questions that remain unanswered. They're asking this government, who decides the needs of a child and how qualified are they to do so? Are there enough qualified service providers who have the knowledge and therapies in this new hub model? How much funding is being provided for the new hub model? Will at-home services still be an option? These are just some of the questions going unanswered by these families. Families and service providers are asking for clear understanding, information, and consultation. They want and rightfully deserve a respectful dialogue with government. A top-down approach takes away a parent's ability to decide on care for their own child and is creating chaos and confusion. Honourable Speaker, these distraught parents have been working tirelessly to improve the lives of their children. They know their children best and should not be removed from the decision-making process. They want choices and direct involvement, not the current government's proposed cookie-cutter approach to supports. It's time for the NDP to show some respect, listen to these families, and stop the clawback of autism funding.